Welcome back to the MVP show. Swice here with Mons. Mons, how we feeling after Charlotte and Vegas these past couple weeks?
Feeling tired, but refreshed, ready to go. Saw the boys, saw the partners. They're doing well, chiefing their cigarettes like
Oh
always.
God, a lot of cigs, a lot of cigs.
Sweating out the Rams, but
I feel better from Charlotte not having the cigs on me in an indoor location and cigars. More the cigars, I think, was the issue. But we have a very special episode today. Congrats on your Patriots making the Super Bowl. Huge accomplishment there.
Thank you.
But wanted to welcome back Jordan from Captain Picks, and then Miles as well will be his first time on the show today. Miles, if you wanted to start off, just kind of giving a little background on you. I know Jordan, we did that last time he was on, but just would love to learn a little bit of background, and then we'll go from there talking about the Super Bowl.
All right, no doubt. Well, thanks for having us, fellas. You know, we've been friends for a while. Been watching you guys grow, watching you do your thing. All love everybody in the space. You know, it's a daily grind, and just happy to connect with you guys and kind of being on the same team at times. But yeah, I'm from Central Coast, California. Grew up in a small town. I'll kind of give you the condensed version. Grew up there, went up to UC Davis, graduated there for college. After college, I moved to Los Angeles with a backpack, basically, and nothing else. Stayed with my girl's parents for a while, and her dad worked in the food industry, and I didn't have no money. I didn't really have nothing, so he got me a job working at Dryer's Ice Cream, and I moved to Los Angeles, and that was like kind of my goal because I came up in a small town, so I didn't really see much that I could do there besides landscaping, contractor work, tourism work. So it was just kind of like, let's see what's out there. So I drove a truck for Dryers for 2 years. When I got to Los Angeles, was the ice cream man. Great job, man. I mean, something about being on the road, out with people, wasn't bad. It was the most money I ever made in my life. I think I was making like 40 grand a year. And I was like, this is it, man. I got to LA. I was buying tables and shit, spending all my money on the dumbest stuff you could ever imagine. But hey, I was making some money, and then I got fired, failed a drug test from Dryers. And my girl at the time was a nanny for a person that owned a television production company, reality TV. It's called Renegade. And so like she got me a assistant job there, like a PA job, running around, getting coffee, delivering stuff. And, I just kind of started working my way in there. And I'd always been, I grew up playing music. And so I've always been kind of an audio guy. And so I was talking to the post super over there, the post production supervisor. And I just kept telling him, I saw that they had like a studio that wasn't being used. So I was like, hey, let me get in there. Let me try it. I can do this. I'd never actually set up a Pro Tools bay. I never really worked in a studio or did anything on the professional level of actual audio work, but I kind of lied my way into that, and they put me on like this really small budget show for BET called The Boot, hosted by MC Light back in the day, and they let me mix it. They didn't give me no more money, but they let me mix it. They let me get in the studio. They let me get some experience. And so that's pretty much how I got my entry into kind of the entertainment world in Los Angeles. And so I kind of moved my way up that scale, taught myself everything, lots of YouTube, lots of trial and error. I learned on the job. Wasn't getting paid much, but I got really good, and I taught myself. I've always had a really good ear. So as I kind of progressed up that scale, I ended up taking over their audio department. And since then, I mixed over 2,000 shows that aired on television, Discovery, NBC, ABC. So I kind of made my way up into there. And around 2012 is when I met Jordan, just out. We were drinking, and we just randomly met. I think he met up with somebody. I can't remember the exact story, but anyways, we met, and he was kind of in the production lane too, and he knew I did audio, so we started, talking about podcasting. We noticed that there's an app on your iPhone, the Apple Podcast app, that you couldn't delete. So we're like, hey, if they're going all in, maybe it's something we should go all in and look into, And so we started really small. We started with one podcast, became two podcasts, and after about 5 years of grinding it out, working, two jobs, and then we used to meet at my studio. I had a studio in North Hollywood that I was renting out, and we would meet there about 4 in the morning, do podcasts, go to work, do the night shift and everything. In 2017, we kind of caught a break. Took a huge pay cut, but made the leap into starting our own podcast production company called DB Podcasts. And since then, it's just kind of taken off. And, You know, we were kind of early adapters of that, and that kind of parlayed us into, you know, the sports betting space. I've always played sports, always been a sports fan. I'm a diehard Giants, Niners, Lakers fan. I grew up in Central California. People think that's weird that it's like Niners, Giants, and Lakers, but I'm kind of like in the middle zone. Like on one side of the street are Giants fans, on the other side of the street are Dodger fans. You know, so I kind of had it, and I have ties. My whole family's from Stockton, California, so I have a lot of ties in the Northern California, you know, borderline Bay Area. So you know, that's kind of how that went, and you know, just always been a sports fan, and we got a lot of sponsorships from like my bookie through the podcast and stuff like that. So we started making picks. And we had been playing fantasy football and we'd be, you know, dabbling with gambling and stuff, but nothing on the scale that we're doing now. And, you know, we were just really good at it. So we just decided to make another company and start helping people out, private clients, you know, companies like my bookie. And we were just really good and we were winning people money. So we were like, hey, why don't we just try to parlay this into something else? When we did it legit, set up the whole thing, built the site, and you know, here we are today. So that's kind of like the short condensed version of how we got to where we are.
Thanks, Miles, for the version of that. I know we got one from Jordan last time he was on. Jordan, hope all's still going well with your basketball and golf game. We'll put that to the test when we're out in LA, Jordan. I've been seeing the basketball highlights. A lot of basketball for you.
A lot of
This dude can
basketball.
hoop. He can hoop, man. He can hoop.
Yes, sprained ankle last night.
Oh no! Come on,
Dude, what's the practice report? What's the injury report looking like? DNP or?
It's looking questionable for Saturday morning hoop, but it's okay. Just advice for anyone out there listening and watching: don't get old. But Father Time is undefeated, and you know, golf games a little rusty. But Miles and I have been putting a lot of work. We've got a golf podcast that's rising up the charts called Par 3 Podcast with J.R. Smith.
Oh yeah, how is Jr? How is he as a?
Love JR. Great guy. Great
JR's
guy.
a great guy.
I'm sure he's got a ton of stories from back.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's honestly like being partners with Mickey Mouse. I mean, everybody's so enamored with him, and he's so mild mannered, down to earth. You know, he treats everybody with such like high regard and respect. Just a really fun loving guy. You could tell why he's like the Gronk of NBA Nation.
But interesting comparison there.
Yeah, that's how I always.
Was he the one who didn't call the timeout with the Cavs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
It was out of the timeout. Actually, Miles and I were watching that game together at Q's Billiards. Anybody who knows LA knows Q's on what is that on Wilshire and in Brentwood. That place is amazing. And actually, that's kind of where Captain Picks started because Miles and I used to go to Q's every Sunday, and they have like a 6 TV pyramid set up above the bar, and we made friends with all the bartenders and stuff, so they would always take care of us. But I mean, for us, I mean, things are going really well now, but for everyone out there, you know, just know that you've got to grind, you got to hustle, especially in a city like LA. We actually we used to bring liquor-filled chocolates into the bar on Sundays to watch the games just so we could save some bucks. But that was even before the sports betting is where it is today. I mean, thankfully, we've been able to parlay that into, you know, big bankrolls for ourselves. We've been able to parlay that into the subscription service, Captain Picks. Thankfully, we were early into the game. I mean, you can go around right now, ask any random person on the street, are you a handicapper? Are you professional at sports betting? And that's the best thing about sports betting is every single person who sports bets thinks that they're a professional. So, you know, that it all sounds great.
The real professionals are the sharps that don't post all their stuff and just do it on. That's the real professionals out there.
Oh yeah, they say in the streets that you're sharp Simon out here. I mean, you're like the sharp whisperer.
Well, we'll see after we go through the Super Bowl here, but no, thanks guys for the intro. There on that. Let's dive into the Super Bowl. I'm always excited for a Super Bowl. But Mons, to start off, how are you feeling about this 4.5-point spread? You guys are dogs. Mike Vrabel's great as a dog, but is that number set right, do you believe? And then I'll chime in and we'll let the fellas go.
Is the number set right? Yeah. Should it be larger than a touchdown? No. Should it be larger than a field goal? Yeah. So I think they got it right. How do I feel about it? Like, other than just like from a bias standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, we know you're gonna have inherent bias today. It's fun.
I'm a diehard Pats fan, true and through. I don't have the highest of hopes for this, but what I did say to my boys back home, they were asking me about it. It's a little bit of a relief and a breath of fresh air that for the first time, and it's one of the most spoiled statements of my life. And people will hate me for saying this, but for the first time that I can remember, the Patriots aren't expected to win the Super Bowl. So it's nice.
Yeah, right before you were born, I think it was when they were like big underdogs and those.
I was like 6 months old.
Yeah. The early one.
So the first one against the Rams. I was like, they were underdogs in that one. But for the first time since then, they are not expected to win. It's not if Brady doesn't win this game, it tarnishes his legacy. It's not that.
No.
So it's a little nice to be able to just enjoy the 2-week build up to the Super Bowl instead of, all the other times where it's just scrutinizing it. Oh, and I don't know. Do you have Belichick on there later on? That's got to be fucking talked about. We'll get back to that.
We'll get back to. I'll put it on. I'll put it on for later.
I don't think you need to say anything about.
Unbelievable. I don't want
to. We'll get into that.
I don't want to get off topic.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. I'll chime in on the spread here, and then I'll let the fellas go. Yeah, I agree. The line is set.
It's a good line.
Correctly.
Yeah. Let the sharps and the people maneuver it how they see fit, but it's a good line.
Yeah, I mean, they dominated the Niners, then they just beat the Rams, who I was on all year, and Seattle proved, their home field and what they were able to do. I mean, Stafford still played a great game, but they're fucking special teams.
Yeah.
McVay's got to figure that shit out, but 4.5, I'll probably not even touch it during pregame because there's so many other bets that I like that we'll dive into. But guys, what do you think about the line where it's set? Do you guys have a lean right now? We'll start with Miles here.
Yeah, I don't think this game's going to be close, to be honest. I think Seattle is a far superior team. I think if the Patriots have a chance, like, May is going to have 80 rushing yards. He's going to have to be able to convert some 3rd and longs and quite a few of them to be able to keep their drives alive, to keep them going. I mean, the Seattle defense, it just seems like there's 14 of them out there at all times. I'm a Niner fan, so I watched the destruction of them, kind of 2 weeks in a row. And it's just crazy to see McCaffrey that bottled up, and that unable to get any space when he's a master of making something out of nothing. He just wasn't able to. And their defensive front is able to get pressure. They're very, very well coached. I think they're going to bring pressure. They always bring pressure. They're very good at bringing pressure, but I think they're also going to have people spying on May, make sure he can't do that, can't use his legs, and their secondary is great. Offensively, I just think it's Darnold's time. And, you can go into the stats all you want. I'm one of the people that think that the Super Bowl is one of those times where emotions, nerves, all that stuff, the stuff leading up to it, it actually makes a difference. May's a little bit younger. I think it's Darnold's time. I don't think he's the best quarterback, but I mean, the guy had 14 wins with the Vikings. They let him go, or 13 or something like that. The guy's a proven winner. I mean, I saw something today. His grandpa was the Marlboro Man.
I did see that. Yeah,
that
was fucking crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, they pulled up this clip from him like years ago. I was like, what the fuck?
That's fucking awesome. And I just think that when you have a team like the Seahawks that are hot, I mean, they dominated the NFC West, which was the best division in football. They beat the Rams twice, they beat the Niners twice. And I just don't see the Patriots able to keep up scoring wise. I'm going somewhere in the area of like 27-17, 24-13.
Okay.
So you're taking the Seahawks. Even you would take alternate spreads with them.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would.
Okay.
We'll get into my angle with that because I did some research on that this morning, actually.
Oh, thank God he did his research on that.
All right,
Gee.
we'll let my fellow
You do,
we'll let
you
my
do research?
we'll let my fellow tribesmen go next year.
Tribesman.
Here we go, Jordan. Let's hear the spread, and then we'll get into the total and the other angles here.
Sounds great. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, having watched both these teams play in damn near every game they played all season, we're talking about two of the grind amount teams in the NFL. Really don't know or think that this game is going to be high flying or exciting unless there's some turnover, short field excitement in the red zone. These are teams that try to wear you down on both sides of the ball. And Mons, I'm rooting for the Patriots, and that makes me sick to my stomach. As a
Come
Jets
on.
fan.
Fuck.
It really hurts me. The, the the whole Sam Darnold oblique issue seemed to be really overblown.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
He looks fine. I do think there's some where there's smoke, there's fire with Drake May's shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
That really concerns me. It puts a big time alarm on the Patriots. It's hard to take them. It's hard to take any team when your quarterback is one hit away from just destruction. I have no clue why the Patriots don't feel the need to unleash Trayvon Henderson. And we're big Ramondre fans here. We've had him multiple seasons.
We used to
on our
call him Fumbles McGee over here earlier this year,
That
but
was rough.
broke out the star
He's been
for.
great, and honestly, he's probably most effective when they put him in the pass game because he gets big chunk plays because for some reason people just don't like to guard him. But the these teams their defenses they keep everything in front of you. I mean, 4.5 is a very strong line because we all know here that those games end up being 3-point games, 4-point games more than they don't, especially in big spots with great defenses. I do feel like the Patriots are being underappreciated, undervalued, but that's because the Seahawks have just been so good. I will say that the spread also, to your point, Simon, isn't the thing that really gets me the most. But if I had to take a pick, and I am really sick to say it, like I do think Seattle's probably going to win by 6 or more.
See, I love this.
All right. So going off of that, I have a better angle. We'll kind of get back to that subject a little bit, but totals 45.5. I think it opened at 46. In their last 6 games against teams not named the Rams, Seattle surrendered 44 points, so 7 points a game. But also, New England has given up only 9 points a game over their last 5. So I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I like first quarter under 8.5, full game under. I think it's going to be a struggle for both of these teams to score. And in a big popular Super Bowl game, I think a lot of people are going to be on the over here. So I'm going under here in first quarter under. I'm not going to go second quarter under, but I do think they're going to come out of the gates slow, especially with those two quarterbacks being new to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
If maybe the Rams were in it, I'd be like, all right, Stafford's been there, whatever. But both of them are new. So what do you think about the under?
I like the under a lot. I think I will be shocked if there is more than 3 points scored in that first quarter.
Yeah,
I think
under first quarter.
think
Yeah,
no matter what, the Patriots are scripting this opening drive to be 3 handoffs or 2 handoffs and a screen pass.
is that how their first quarters have looked? Because you know more about them than me.
It has, but they've also played the last 2 games in pretty shitty weather. But McDaniels has been in a million of these games, and he knows that this is May's first. Vrabel's not going to do anything stupid.
Not
They're
make a
gonna let
mistake
him-
early.
yeah, don't let him make a mistake
Especially
early.
with that pressure that Miles is talking. My
Don't let
favorite
him get
word.
into his head and into his own head. Take it slow. Let him get into a groove. Maybe, if Travion or Ramondre is able to break one of those 2 carries or 3 carries, like I said, for a first down, and they got some life and some pulse to that first drive, then maybe you have May sling it. But I'll be shocked if we see May throw anything larger than a 15-yard ball, like an actual 15-yard pass in the air.
The whole game.
No,
First quarter.
First
So
quarter, first drive.
going off of that, I've been reading about their line. What's the problem with the left side of the
Will
line?
Campbell. He's young. He's getting eaten alive by these beasts that he's been facing on the outside.
He has been facing some beasts.
Beasts, monsters. I think he even said
Will Anderson is one of my favorite players in the
he
league.
said he's facing. He wasn't using it as an excuse, but he literally said, I'm going up against $300 million outside linebackers. As a rookie, how much can you fucking do?
Yeah. Guys, what do you think of the total? We're both on the under train. I got the star out for you, Jordan, by the way.
Yes. That's very good. I noticed that. It's very very appropriate to be proud, and it's also it's exciting that the line is in that 45.5, 46, and was looking at the opportunity to buy up a half point or a point to get it to that magic number 46 or 46.5, and I mean they're basically like daring you to take it. I mean minus 115, minus 120. Those are that under is screaming yes for
more professional and like the average Joe's gonna go up to the fucking Caesars and the sportsbook's gonna be like, all right, put it on the fucking over.
Yeah, I mean that's unders in sports. Football, it's a little bit more exciting. Basketball is really it's tough to watch basketball and at the under.
Just watch the end of that game last night, the fucking Bucks game. Oh my god.
It's hard to do. I mean, at Captain Picks, we pride ourselves on our unders. We have a captain we call Eagle Eye that's so good at unders, and they're tough to stomach. But take those those buffalo wings and sit there and chop on down because these teams are both teams that can chew up some clock.
Yep.
And we were talking about beforehand, Miles and I, that there's probably going to be, even in drives that get into the red zone, they could hold you to a field goal, both teams. And, looking at the full game under, we were talking about the first half under 22.5. It's a lot of points for teams like this, especially teams that don't really take the top off. I mean,
well, hold on a second though. Seattle just put up 40 and 30 points in their last two games.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna play devil's advocate. I mean, I just took the under, but I mean, they put up 70 points in their two playoff games.
Yeah, against teams that they know really well.
That's true.
They've seen 3 times. They have a lot of tape on. We were on Shaheed last game with receptions and also Cup. And when they threw the deep ball to Shaheed, we're like, oh, wow, one more catch. This is going to be easy. And they just couldn't find him the entire
Then they went and found Bobo for that touchdown.
Oh, Bobo. I mean, they're like, Bobo. Can you believe this guy? We found him off the street. It's like, okay, he scored. The guy scores touchdowns. It's like, we know who Bobo is. Seahawks.
Bobo, what a beast.
The Seahawks are a possession type of team. You're probably going to see a lot of Barner. Jackson Smith and Jigba is ridiculous, but, obviously Shaheed is a deep thread. Booty, rocking everywhere. Fantastic, but I mean, this game is screaming under for me. What about you, Miles?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Mons that they're going to run the ball. Both teams are going to try to run the ball and control the clock because they know that if they can do that, that their defense is going to be able to hold up on the other end. Offensive line play. I think Seattle has a little bit of an advantage to that. They're top. I think they're top 10 in both rushing and passing offense in the NFL this year. So, they know how to spread around. I think Kenneth Walker's amazing. I think he's great at making plays in tight spaces.
I got a lot to say about him, Miles, later. We'll dive into him.
Okay, I like it. I can't wait to hear it. I mean, he's
for
just
a new contract too. He wants that big money.
Yeah, and because and I don't want to make it sound like I don't think that May is a good quarterback because I really do. Like I think May is an excellent quarterback. I think he's going to have a long and great career. I just think there's something about the Super Bowl. I mean, these guys have been taking pictures for a week already, and we're still 9 days away from the Super Bowl. So
that is crazy to think.
And like all that stuff with a young kid. I know that Vrabel's a very good head coach. He's going to come out with a game plan, like you said, that is very slow. So I like the first half under. I think that these games at the end of the game, when people start, they're down by 7, down by 8 points, they got to put the ball in the air. You get turnovers, it gets a little dicey in the second half. But the first half under 22.5, like I just think that's a great play.
I think we're all aligned on the under here. Yeah. I also, from a coaching perspective, I think that the Patriots will have the edge in the second half with that extended halftime with Vrabel and McDaniels, giving them an extra, I think it's like 10 minutes more
Yeah, it is.
at halftime. So I think that'll be an edge there, but I think we're all aligned with the first half. Something that I've been looking at this postseason, we cashed on overtime. We cashed on it won 7-12, but one thing I think is going to happen that has not happened in a very long time, about 10% of playoff games since 2010 ended at a margin of victory of exactly 7. Last occurred in the 2023 AFC Championship game. And then since 2010, 37 games have a margin of victory of 7-12, which is 21%. I looked on FanDuel this morning, and you can get Seahawks exactly by 7 at plus 1,200, Patriots by 7 at plus 2,200, either team by 7 at plus 750, Seahawks 7-12 at plus 400, or Patriots 7-12 at plus 850. I think the best bet out of these would be Seattle exactly by 7. If Patriots look good live, take that. But yeah, I mean, I think Seattle's going to win this game. I think it's going to be a back and forth. Even if the Pats go down in the first half, I think they'll come back. So, maybe 0.25 units for the clients there on Seahawks by 7. But Mons, I know I have these weird trends and stuff. How do you feel about a 7 to 12 point, let's say, margin? Not exactly 7.
I like it. I mean, look, I definitely think that sometimes, you specifically and just people in general can get a little trend happy and trend crazy and obsessed, but you have stats behind it. So I don't want to say that the stats behind it are a little bit of an edge on the house, but it is. When you looked at me and said, bro, we have not had overtime in a playoff game since Chiefs-Niners Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm going to sprinkle on it. It's going to happen, and we got it, luckily, on my first attempt on it with Bills Broncos. So, these trends and stuff, I think if you do them right and you pick your spots with them, you can hit them and be very, very profitable with them. Am I going to pick the Patriots to win 7-12? Probably not. Not pregame, that's for sure. So, here, would I take either of those? I would take the Seahawks exactly by 7 just because the value is insane. And Seahawks 7-12 to buy yourself those extra points, because I agree with Miles. I think there's a very good chance that this could be a 9-10 point Seahawks game.
Yeah.
That type of thing. So I like your take on the trends. It's different, which separates, you and MVP from the everyone else in the world, like Jordan.
Yeah, it's worth like a 0.25 or
yeah, you
half
just got to
a
be
unit.
smart with how you do it. Or if you are going to do it and you're going to do it big, you got to martingale it like you do.
Yeah. What do you guys think? I know this is probably new to you. I know Mons has been, knows about this already.
I watch everything you guys do, man. I know that you love the winning margin in the second half, and I actually love those bets. I like seeing what you're out there doing, where your mind's at. Seahawks by 7, yeah, sure. I mean, what did you say? Plus 1,200?
Yeah.
Plus 1,200, exactly
yeah,
by 7 on
definitely.
FanDuel.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, sprinkle a little bit there. Like, it's the Super Bowl, so having multiple bets, it could be fun. You're partying, you're having fun. You know, I don't know if people understand how much of a grind an NFL season is for people like us. I mean, it is a grind, and it just goes right into the NBA, NCAA basketball. Like,
Yeah.
that's why we have 6 handicappers that work with us, because it's just impossible for us to do everything. We got our NCAA guys, we got our NBA guys, we got our football guys, college guys, and I just think that in the Super Bowl, it's any like last year, it was just nobody expected that to happen. It's anyone's game. So sprinkle a little bit here, sprinkle a little bit there. But I do like those plays that you put out, man. I always find them amusing.
Yeah.
I've taken a couple.
No, they're good, and I do think it's going to be a close game. Not a blowout like last year.
No.
7 point. If they win by 7, it's not like a blowout by any means.
Right.
Patriots could have the ball down 7, driving down the field at the end of the game,
I
or
think
vice
it's gonna
versa.
be maybe like, halfway through the fourth quarter, we're going to know that the Seahawks are going to do it. And then the Patriots might, and that's how it's going to get from maybe a 6-point win to a 13-point win. If that happens, is, in the fourth quarter. And then, the Patriots aren't able to come back and answer. And then the game just kind of ends. So I do see it staying competitive throughout the game in the second half. But I just think in that fourth quarter, that defense is just going to be too much to overcome. They're going to see what they're doing. People are, everybody's banged up. It's the Super Bowl. It's the last game of the year. Like, I just think that at the very end of the game, that's what's going to put them over the top from that 1 possession to 2 possession win.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Old McDonald, he's been amazing, and his story is incredible. I mean, becoming an intern for Harbaugh and rising up through the ranks. He's got that defense, like they're like one unison player, and their front, in the way that they bring pressure up front. I'm really looking for this to be a 7 to 12 point game. I think
All
it's
right, but it
Which
sounds like we're all
hey,
sprinkling on it here, which is
I
good.
like it. I like it. And but I will say though, if May, you know, if he warms up, stretches real well, and he's able to use his legs on some of those third downs, it could get very
We'll
interesting there.
dive into that
All right.
aspect here in a sec, Miles. But yeah, I mean, it'll be. I mean, nobody wants a fucking blowout in the Super Bowl.
No.
So last year I couldn't stand that, especially because I had to shave my head after.
You were on the wrong side of it. The
Yeah,
whole
more
game,
of the
buddy.
shaving the head. So I value my hair now. But I wanted to, before we dive into player props, one other thing I saw here, team total. I'm liking the Patriots under 20.5. Last opponent to get 300 yards against Seattle, besides the Rams, was the Cardinals in Week 10. And they've allowed 2 total touchdowns in 6 games against non-Rams. So clearly they've had issues against the Rams. A great offense there. And Drake May, going into the playoffs, had 1 game with a sub-60 completion rate, but he's been below that number in all 3 games.
Okay.
So his production
Cut him
has
some
slipped a little
slack.
bit. I'm not going to cut him slack.
The weather, you're not going to cut him slack for the weather he's played in? Come on.
What, the first half of the Denver game, there was no weather there?
Doesn't matter. He's still going up against a nasty D. Cut him slack.
I'm not cutting him slack.
That's insane.
We'll see.
That's insane. Go play in a blizzard and talk about your completion percentage.
Whoa, you can talk about CJ Stroud's completion percentage.
It was
That guy's ass.
Mm.
But what do you guys think of the Patriots team total under?
You know, Drake May, and perhaps this will come with age and wisdom, but he really has not been protecting the ball when the rush is getting into his grill. That we were on the Patriots for actually both games in Denver. We pushed with the -3, and we won running away with, what was the 3.5 against Houston, and he was not securing that ball. They were getting to him, and they were getting to the ball. There was not a lot of ball security there, and that's not going to work against Seattle. It's really hard to be able to win a big game if you're giving the other team the short field. So I mean that was definitely concerning from that. Just, I mean, we haven't been watching Drake May. I mean, I know Mons. I mean, the guy can do no wrong to Patriots Nation. What is it? I love Drake May.
Yeah.
Gay for May, apparently.
Yeah.
Gay for
I mean, I
for
literally
me.
look at pictures of him before I go to bed every night. I mean, he's my
As you should.
superhero.
As you should.
Yeah.
He brought you guys
Well,
back.
well. Speaking of Drake May here, prop I do like for him is over 35.5 rushing yards. That line's going to move.
Yeah.
He had a 37-yard run and a 28-yard run his last 2 games, and the Seahawks have the #1 pass defense DVOA.
I would say just be careful because, obviously when he's kneeling out the clock at the end of the game, he's going to lose it. So be careful on that.
Well, I don't know how much separation they're going to get from Reek Woolen and Witherspoon, so that's going to be
I agree.
interesting. That might be more of a Hunter Henry game, but what do you guys think of Drake's rushing? Maybe longest rush? I like his over rushing yards, but I don't know what his longest rush is set at, but that could be an interesting one for him to break just 1 run in the game instead of taking his over total yards.
Yeah, I just keep him away from that substation. Everything's gonna be fine in Santa Clarita. The
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara. The thing about Drake is he's a horse. I mean, we were looking at like 40 plus for his rushing yard. 35 is even more appetizing. What do you have? 65. 2 of his last 3 games. He did it against the Broncos. He did it against the Chargers. That Texans defense they're an anomaly. So you can't really fault him for doing many things that he did wrong in that game. That front is just all world.
He didn't really need to do much in the playoffs, though. That's the thing with the teams that they've played. Like, they played C.J. Stroud and sit him. So I get why, he didn't throw for over 200 yards in either of the games. Is because he didn't really need to. They didn't need that from him. They didn't want him to make mistakes. Like, I thought their game plans were pretty good. Like, the Denver game was ugly. That game was horrible to watch. It was just a terrible game. But, they did enough to get the job done. And I think that's kind of where he sits at this point of his career. Like if they need him to throw the ball, he can throw the ball, but he's much better served when that defense is holding that the other offense down and he's able to make some good plays, pick up yards, pick up first downs, run the clock, and he doesn't need to depend on his arm because he's a very, very accurate passer. I think he's great at passing the ball. I don't know if their wide receiver core is strong enough to have him keep up with a Seattle team that is going to be trying to throw the ball. Like I think Seattle's going to try to put up points. I think they're going to unleash uh, Smith and Jigba. I think he's going to have a monster game, and they're going to try to run the score up as they did against the Niners because they have the weapons pretty much at every level. So to me, like Drake May over rushing yards, it might be around that. I think Vegas knows that it's going to be tough for him, and which is why that total is kind of lower than I was expecting out the gate. But I think he's going to be right around there. But he's going to have to put the ball in the air for them to keep up with Seattle.
Well, let's talk about Jackson, who's been the best receiver in the league here. I'll go back to you, Miles. Obviously, he's had an incredible year. Patriots have a top tier run defense here, and then Gonzalez has the Patriots have given up 119.5 receiving yards to receivers, sixth in the league, and they've allowed fewer than 195 passing yards in 10 straight games. So I'm a big Jackson fan. Miles, I think he's going to get a touchdown in this game. But what do you think about his yardage props and kind of him, going off? I mean, last game, he's running out of the fucking backfield. I think Kubiak's may get a head coaching job into this year. He's super creative, which how he gets him the ball. So as good as your Gonzalez is, I think they're just going to get super creative with a 2-week game plan to just get him the football in space. And I think he's going to break a couple there. But Miles, would love to hear your take, kind of going off of what you were just saying about him.
I agree with you. I think he's one of those guys that you can put anywhere. And the thing about him and the Patriots not giving up a lot of receiving yards, that's not too big of a deal. I mean, they don't really play anybody that's got a crazy offense. So they haven't played anybody like Seattle.
They played Buffalo twice. I don't know what
Yeah,
Allen's stats were.
Yeah, they got kind of they did. They gave up some points there. But I mean, in Jigba, like to me, he looks like a remote control car, like he just, just like you never know when he's going to turn. You never know when he's going to go left, right. He's like one level. He looks the same every route he runs. He's just an incredibly tough person to deal with. And they're going to put him in space. I think he's going to have a huge game. I think that they're going to get him in the mid-range, and he's just going to be able to create space and to have a lot of yards after the catch. I think he's going over his yardage. I don't know what it's set at. I haven't checked that, but I think he's getting a touchdown. And what is he? He's got to be probably like, 80, 85 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Mons, I know we talked about this on the side, not on the show, but you've mentioned in the past the Patriots have done a very good job of limiting number one. So probably a similar game plan with Vrabel coaching and McDaniels there.
So, obviously, Vrabel, product of Belichick. Belichick's big thing was we will eliminate your X factor. We're going to take out your Tyreek Hill. We're going to take out, your number one guy. I'm going to take my number two, my number three over your number two, your number three. So, question, how many times this year has a number one wide receiver gone over 100 yards receiving against the Patriots, D?
I have no idea.
Take a guess.
I'd have to look through their schedule.
Take a guess. It's
I
three.
don't know.
The answer is three. 3 times, including playoffs, a number one wide receiver has gone over 100 yards. And I think Christian Gonzalez was out week 2. So that was when they played the Dolphins and Tyreek Hill went over 100 without Gonzalez in the lineup, I think. Or it was Carlton Davis, one of our top 2 corners. So I think, personally, Cooper Kupp is the one to take his props. He's been there before. He's won it before. And he's going to be getting the number 2, number 3 matchup.
Which is not an easy matchup there.
Carlton Davis is a beast. He's a monster.
Also, to go off your point there, I mean, you just played a backup quarterback, and Nico Collins was out for Houston. So and Chargers don't really even have a number one receiver.
Brother, at the end of the day, they take away the number one. That is what they're coached to
Historically, yes.
And this season. I just gave you the stats.
Yeah.
Look it up. I think if you're going to go on a receivers props for the Seahawks here, you go Kupp, in my opinion. And I don't even know if maybe you take Shaheed's longest reception, but in my opinion, I hope that every time Shaheed's on the field, they have Marcus Jones shadowing him. Fucking man coverage, following him behind the line of scrimmage, following all pre-snap movement. I don't want anybody else on Shaheed except Marcus Jones because he's the only one that can keep up with him.
Yeah, you're giving me hope, Mons. You're giving me hope. Give me the hope. Come on.
I mean, obviously, I'm a bias. I'm giving biased takes here, but
No, man, no.
Come on.
I like how you spin it, man. I like how you spin it.
Do this, Patriots, please, please.
Why do you hate Seattle so much? I don't understand that.
I have my reasons, but like,
I would like to hear these reasons.
well, number one, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid on Sam Darnold. They're like, oh, he's journeyed so far from Carolina to San Francisco and the Jets. The Jets are the worst organization in sports. Okay,
They did not have an interception all year, which is fucking insane. With a defensive coach, and they didn't fire Aaron. Yeah, they didn't even fire Aaron Glenn.
They're acting like he escaped from Alcatraz. It's like he's great job, Sammy. Like, you're getting paid $100 million. Like, where you wanna parade, go win the game. Like, oh, Sam Darnold, everybody's got to love him. I'm just really tired of the Seahawks, and I hate that it's going to have to be the Patriots to have to bring them down. If I were going to be looking at Jackson Smith and Jigba, who I love, he is so tactical. His route running.
Is he the best
is
receiver in the league?
I mean, I'm a Puka guy, but I mean, they're 1A, 1B. Like,
Let's not forget about Jamar Chase. Everybody forgets about him.
we had Chase on our championship winning fantasy football team this year. Thank you.
There we go, baby. Championship winners.
Championship winner of a $10,000 buy-in.
Hey!
Oh, whoa. Okay, that's
all right.
Yes.
2 in the last 4 years.
Yep.
That's pretty
We,
fucking impressive.
All right,
So,
dinner on you
you know,
guys.
We got that championship. It's we take our football really seriously around here, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, we expected big things from him, but he was probably one of the steals of the fantasy year, because I think guys were really taking him in like the 3rd round. He was not as high valued as, obviously not Chase. Puka was going late first. People were talking about Nico Collins, players that are, I mean, and I get it. He's not the biggest guy, but he is just an assassin. That one-handed catch
Oh my
he
God.
made, like he makes it look so easy.
I mean, the touchdown was insane, too, that he came out of the backfield and then Darnold's getting hit. I'm like, oh, there he is, wide fucking open in the back.
And you
Right.
took the words right out of my mouth, because we were looking at the touchdown props, and JSN touchdown -115 in a lot of spots like this throughout the season. When you're looking at receivers, it's usually more of like the 125 range, or maybe even the -143 range, for people that, if there's opportunity in the red zone, the ball's going to be going towards JSN, unless they are just double covering him in the end zone, which, the Patriots do have the versatility to try to do that. They're going to have to try to take him away. I'm not a huge yards proponent. I'm more of like a receptions prop person, which doesn't seem like the lines are out on a lot of books currently. But JSN touchdown, pretty solid bet
Yeah.
for me, and he is every bit as good as advertised. And if there was one reason that I would root for the Seahawks, it would be JSN, because he deserves all the attention.
Yeah, he's a great receiver. I still can't believe this is the Super Bowl, but that's the NFL. You get fucking
Hey, man.
A lot better than
Hey.
Chiefs Eagles or something.
yeah.
Yes,
I don't
I
want to see
agree.
the Eagles.
Wait, before we go forward, Mons, I'd love your take on all the people out there who are looking at the schedule, the strength of schedule.
Oh
that
yeah,
the
let's hear
Patriots
this.
had to go through in the regular season and
Sure.
to the playoffs, and just makes me want to just like shake a baby, because it's crazy.
Yeah.
What this path is that they've, and listen, you got to win the games, and they didn't make the schedule, but I mean, if they didn't have that turnover game against Pittsburgh and losing to the Raiders in the first, I mean, we could have been looking at a potential 18-0 season here, Mon.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're doubting your team.
I know. We went into Buffalo in prime time, beat them, beat the schedule that's put in front of us. taking care of business when we've needed to. I mean, now everybody wants to downplay Justin Herbert and act like they didn't call him a top 5 quarterback coming into the season because, the Patriots beat them.
Let's not forget about how banged up their line was.
Still, they want to downplay the Chargers as if they're not a good football team. Look, am I going to sit here and say the Patriots had this gauntlet of a schedule to get to where they are? No, of course not. I'm not retarded. Shouldn't have said that.
Listen,
Tough. Now, whatever. I'm not dumb.
We're in the locker room, Mom.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm not dumb. I understand it's been a lighter schedule to get there, but
You're playing the best team now.
We're playing the best team, playing countless teams that have
great
defenses.
I
think it was the Bills that only had one more win against the team above 500 than the Patriots this year.
Yeah, the whole AFC East schedule was kind of garbage.
They just had a light schedule.
Look, you're playing the best team now. I mean, the schedule is what it is.
There's nothing you can do besides play the schedule that's in front of you.
Yeah, and now they're playing the best team from the NFC that's healthy, and no excuses here.
No.
But going off of one last player prop I wanted to dive into, Kenneth Walker. I know, Miles, I talked about him. Obviously, your run defense is excellent. Milt Williams has been a fucking stud.
Monster.
So I'm loving here Walker under rushing yards and is over 22.5 receiving yards. That line has already moved a bit. But yeah, with Milt Williams, Robert Spillane, it's going to be tough for him to run the ball. He's their running back, or their main guy now is Charbonnet not playing. But yeah, I'm all over him to get a lot of catches out of the backfield. The last 3 games, he's gone way over his receiving total here. So what do you think about Kenneth Walker out of the backfield versus, getting 70 or 80 rushing yards?
I agree. I think, to be honest with you, I think he has probably 2 receptions within the first quarter.
Yeah.
Just, again, keeping it short, keeping it simple, trying to get each of these quarterbacks into a groove early.
So maybe his reception props over yards. Okay. What do you, Miles? We'll go to you first. I know I mentioned I would talk about him later. What do you think about Kenneth Walker more so in the air than on the ground against this Patriots stout front?
I love him. I love it in the air. I love him in the air. I think that with Charbonnet out and him getting it, they're gonna have to mix it up. They're gonna have to, kind of keep that defensive front off balance, and I think that's gonna bode really well for Kenneth Walker. But I also think he's gonna do well on the ground. I think that I don't know why, but I just think that Seattle, they have the ability. They don't overpower you on offense, but they keep it underneath. But they're very good at completing passes and moving the ball down the field. And I think that's going to really wear on the Patriots defense. So yeah, I like the over reception yards. But I think he'll probably have, if I were to say, I probably think he has around 75 rushing yards for this game.
Wow, right under his total.
Yeah, I think he gets it right around there, and I think it's going to be very close and that's why I'm going to stay away from the rushing yards prop. I like where your head's at, Mons, with the receptions prop. I like taking reception props. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't, but I think that in this type of game, ball control is going to be everything because both defenses are really good. So the team that has the most first downs, they're going to control the clock, and I think that that's going to be on the top of mind for every coach. So having those little opportunities to get 5-6 yards out of the backfield, they're going to be taking those all day, trying to disguise that, and then a lot of play action stuff. So I think he will have an effect on the ground, but receiving definitely over receptions.
You guys are leaving out the dark horse, though. The Seattle backfield, who Coach McDonald has been talking up. I'm talking about New Zealand's own George Holani.
Oh, that guy, yes. I have read a little bit about him.
3 catches for 27 yards last game. All of his receptions were right near the sticks. He played a lot more than I thought he was going to. But Kenneth Walker, he's dealt with a lot of injuries over his career. That's the thing about backs is there's a reason that him and Charbonnet were the 2-headed monster. There's a reason that Kenneth Walker was not the 5-yard and in goal line back for the Seahawks. And I think a lot of people fall into the recency bias of, okay, well, he had a 3-touchdown game. Obviously, he's super talented. He's great. Kenneth Walker is great, but so is the Patriots' run defense. I do think that receptions from running backs are constantly an undervalued take, but this George Holani 10+ receiving yards,
I
He's
did see
getting
that. Yeah.
that's happening, and dare I
Wow.
say it,
It's a lock right there.
a George Halani ladder. Let's get after it, folks. Let's
George Alani, baby. Come on, Mons. George Halani. All right, we'll leave the props at that. Before we dive into coaches and Belichick in a second here, obviously there's a lot of weird props. Gatorade color being one, coin toss. A couple that I'm not going to sprinkle on, but people might be worthy of it because I'm focused on my 7 and 12. Will there be a punt return touchdown? Plus 900. We have Shaheed.
Those are great returns.
Shaheed and Marcus Jones. And then kick return is plus 2,200.
Yeah.
We have an octopus, which is score a touchdown and then converts to 2-point, plus 1,500. Scoregami, which is a unique final score, plus 2,200. Over under longest field goal made at 49.5. I kind of like the over there.
Oh, yeah.
With those two kickers, shouldn't be a weather issue, even though it's outside. Any of those props, Mon, stand out to you as like a sprinkle, or you want to have some fun on the game?
No, I mean the return props. That's really good value for two top tier return men in the league.
When was the last time Jones has scored this season a couple times, right?
Yeah,
On punt returns?
for sure, definitely.
Yeah, and Shaheed just scored
Did he
one.
have one against the Bills, Marcus?
I think he did, yeah.
I don't know. Jones at least has.
These are two elite
three.
returners.
Yeah, elite, top of the league.
That might be worth a sprinkle. I like the longest field goal though in this one. I think both kickers are. I mean, unless Borogal, you give me a different report on him.
No, I mean he's a little shaky. I mean he's definitely not the.
But they'll kick it if it's over 50.
Yeah, they will. But
They're gonna have the chance.
I think. I mean, you got to keep in mind. I think that is set so low because of how often these teams are going for it on fourth now.
Yeah.
So you got to remember that.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Any of those props stand out as like kind of fun ones that you guys might sprinkle on or tell your clients to, or just yourselves just to have fun with?
I mean, octopus sounds like fun. It's definitely a type of game where there will likely be a touchdown and at least a 2-point attempt. So
Yeah, that would make it interesting. JSN might be the one.
I mean, on the field goal attempt, I mean, Myers is a good deep kicker. So I mean, there's value in something like that. I'm always looking for any excuse to take field goal opportunities. I mean, the over 1.5 field goals for either kicker could easily happen in a game like this. But yeah, there's value in the punt return. I mean, the kickoffs. With the rules, it's just you just don't know what you're going to get. You don't even know how many kickoffs you're going to get. So I'd stay away from that. But yeah, punt return, I have no problem with that. There should be a lot of punts in this game. Punts. Can't wait for this punt fest that we're going to get en route to our under of this. So
and the Patriots win. According, you're going to be very upset about Sam. I mean, you really hate Sam Darnold. I've been told he's a nice guy.
Sammy smooches. He got mononucleosis while he was the starting quarterback of my team. Who gets mono?
He did get mono. I forgot about that. Remember when Rudy Gobert touched the microphone after he got COVID? It was like after he left the press conference.
That he I don't think that was for mono though, Simon.
No, that was the vid. Miles, what do you think of any of those crazy props that you like? Or maybe you're just going to tail me on the 7-point or 7 to 12 and say, fuck it.
No, I might tell you on that. I think Gatorade color is going to be yellow.
Ooh, okay.
I think we're going tails for the kickoff. And national anthem. Everybody's so damn dramatic these days. That's going over.
Who's doing it this year?
I don't know, and I don't care. Because it's going over.
You know what? Chris Stapleton did a great national anthem. Also, I'm not excited for the halftime show whatsoever. So.
Oh, you don't like Bad Bunny?
I can't wait to clip that.
No, we're gonna clip that one. All right,
send that right to Poppy.
Let's go over. We got about 6 minutes to go. Mons, let's talk about fucking Bill. What the fuck?
Unbelievable. I don't want to spend too much time on it. We got Super Bowl to talk about, but we're all in agreement. It completely negates the entire Hall of Fame. Entire Hall of Fame.
It's fucked.
No, if I'm in the Hall of Fame, I am furious right now because now no one can take me seriously. 8 Super Bowls, 6 as a head coach.
Yeah, and best coach all time.
Second all time in wins, I think, or something.
Yeah, let's not.
What was the reason? Was there?
We're hearing some. One of the guys came out and said this is punishment for Spygate, a 1-year wait.
Give me a fucking break.
Right, bro? Like, every team was doing Spygate. The Pats were just the one who got caught.
Oh no, the Saints and Bountygate.
Exactly.
Then we're not gonna put Sean Payton in right away.
I don't know, man.
He's just a bad cheater because he always got caught. Everybody's cheating, man. Everybody's cheating. He's just bad at it.
Unbelievable. Disgrace.
You're not trying.
I agree.
It's a disgrace, honestly. I mean, most Super Bowl appearances, most Super Bowl wins, like it actually kind of tarnishes Brady if you think about it a little. I mean, you can't say Brady without Belichick. You can't say Belichick without Brady. It's embarrassing. Does Ryan Leaf really get a Hall of Fame vote?
I did see that. Yeah, he was all over Twitter, fucking still talking about it.
Why would Ryan Leaf get to vote about anything? Like, what are we even talking about here? The guy, I mean, not only was he awful,
he was fucking terrible.
Terrible.
What's going on here? I mean, listen,
Washington.
This is preposterous.
And breaking news, everybody, the great and ageless wonder Joe Flacco was just named to the Pro Bowl. So you could totally take everything with the NFL.
Yeah, and Shadur Sanders in the Pro Bowl. What the fuck is that about? Weird. Fuck the Pro Bowl's stupid.
The NFL has a real problem right now. They have a legitimacy issue, and there was some outrageous calls and lack of reviews within the Buffalo Denver game. That interception, the Cooks play was a head scratcher. The pass interference calls and to end those games. And then you're talking about last game. What do we have? What was the controversial call? Oh, the Cooper Kupp, that wasn't even a first down. He didn't complete the catch. Like,
yeah, that was weird.
There is a referee. Can we bet on the referees? Is there any referee prop bets? Is there anything?
Nah, just using the ref stats for our bets. But guys, want to wrap up here with the NFL head coaching cycle. I hope Kubiak gets a job. There's a couple openings left, but just want to give everyone's rapid fire kind of opinion of the coaching. I'll go first here. Giants, Harbaugh. I think they're going to be close to a playoff team next year. Steelers, McCarthy. It's literally fucking Mike Tomlin on defense, basically. They're going to be good, not great. Falcons, Stefanski. I love that move. I think he's a great coach. If you win Coach of the Year twice with the Browns, awesome. Titans getting Saleh and then pairing him with Dayball. Absolutely love that.
So we're going to get another year of you being high on the Titans for no reason?
Well, Cam Ward actually in the second half of the year was great. I was watching a video on that. Browns hired Todd Monken. I don't know why they did that. Browns fans are furious because they didn't hire Schwartz. Bills, Joe Brady. I mean, come on. You guys should have signed fucking Brian Daboll. Ravens, Jesse Minter. Really like that one. And then Dolphins hired my Packers DC, Jeff Hafley, which makes no sense to me. You saw the way our defense looked in the playoff game and against the Ravens a couple weeks before that. Without Micah, they were in shambles. So that's my thoughts on the head coaching vacancies. I love what Tennessee did. I hate what Buffalo did. And love what the Giants did. What do you think, Mons, out of those? The Raiders, we don't know yet. A couple other teams.
No, I think I think honestly, Harbaugh's probably kicking himself for taking that Giants job
instead of the Bills.
Early. Oh yeah, I mean, it's
good for your Pats.
It's great for my Pats. Every coach's dream is to have Josh Allen as your quarterback
in his prime. Yeah,
in his prime. Yeah. But I'm not going to sit here and shit on Dart. I think we've seen Harbaugh develop two. One of them won a Super Bowl quarterbacks, and Lamar's already won 2 MVPs. So he knows how to develop quarterbacks. So I think
they have a top draft pick. They might draft that kid from Ohio State.
I think he's in a good spot, but I'm sure he's kicking himself for taking that job a week too early or a week earlier than when the Bills job opened up. I agree. I like what Tennessee did. I agree. I think Buffalo should have brought Daboll back home. He has that rapport with Josh Allen already.
Been a head coach.
Won
a playoff game.
Yeah, won a playoff game. I just think the Giants are a broken franchise, so I wouldn't put his failures in New York on him. I think it's more of a Giants issue, but no, I agree with basically everything that you discussed.
All right, guys, we got a minute 30 left for the two of you, 45 seconds each. Head coaching stuff, rapid fire. Let's go, Jordan, real quick.
Yeah, there's been some great hiring, some head scratchers. I mean, I heard that the duo at MVP might be up for the Vegas head coaching vacancy. You guys want the role? You guys,
OC and DC right here, baby.
There it is.
yeah. I mean, you'll be reporting
I'm a
straight.
big DC guy.
I'll just be on the
Big
craps
pressure.
table every night.
Big pressure. Yeah, Mendoza. Good luck in Vegas, Mendoza. We'll talk
I'm just
more
gonna
about
be
the trip.
rolling dice all night long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Poor
I mean,
bastard.
I know where Miles is going. I mean, he loves the way that the Titans have moved. I mean, I've seen Salah. I love his energy and such, and I want to see bad teams get better. I think that there was a lot of lopsided teams and play this season. So I'm just rooting for the bad teams to get better, and I like what's going on with.
All right, Miles, close us out here.
That's it, man. It's just I'm sad to see Salah go, man. He's the only thing that got
What
us,
a
over
job
the
by him
playoffs.
this year with the injuries that they
He's-
fucking had. Unbelievable job.
He's just amazing, man. The way that he gets guys to play for him, like that's the thing about that San Francisco team and the mentality they had was like, this is your shot. You guys are on the biggest stage and you're getting a shot because we got so many injuries. And I think that has a lot to do with Salah and why they played that way because he got into their minds that, guys, this is your chance to get that contract. This is your payday. If you can go out and
Get me
prove that
hyped up
you're-
right now, Miles.
No, this is your fucking payday. You have 60 minutes to go out and prove that you're an NFL superstar. So go do it. And like that kind of motivation with these guys, X's and O's.
With
they're
an
all great
OC, and he's going to call the defense. The other thing I like about them, which they should go out and do, and all four of us know who this guy is, they should go draft Ruben Bain out of Miami, Tennessee, pair him with Jeffrey Simmons. Oh, I think Ruben Bain's going to be a beast. But
that move. I love that move
yeah,
by Tennessee.
we are at time, guys. It was great having you on, Jordan and Miles, Captain
Sir.
Picks. We love working with
guys.
you guys. Mons, well, we won't have a show next week, so we wish your Patriots good luck. And yeah,
see you
thanks
this week.
everyone. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Let's cash these bets.
See you in a few,
Yes.
boys.
All right, y'all.
Thanks, fellas.